So, finally tonight, there's been a rise in the number of funerals without the usual religious trappings. So what's behind it? And who are these new civil celebrants? At a stately home in the Midlands, delegates are gathering. It's a popular venue for business team talks and away days. But this morning, there'll be no talk of profits. It's all about loss. The lesson today is how to die.
So we said originally, didn't we, the purpose of a funeral is the disposal of a body. The most important thing in this space is this, the coffin. The coffin with the person in it. Never forget that.
These trainee funeral celebrants have paid £2,000 to attend a week-long course, and demand for places is high.
We've seen a big rise in the number of funeral celebrants in recent years. More and more people are coming forward with interest in training and wanting to take this up as a new profession.
Today, over 80% of funeral directors say they are asked to organise a celebration of life with little reference to religion.
Up to half easily of funerals in some parts of the country, particularly South East, are going to be led by celebrants now. And what I think they feel they get with the celebrant is somebody who's able to really portray the life of the person and the essence of the person and who they were.
Do you know much about his early life? He was born on the 11th of 3rd, 1965. Do you know?
Mock family interviews help the trainees learn the art of distilling the essence of the lost loved one.
You know, everybody knew him and loved him. He was very approachable.
This job attracts all sorts of people. Gary works in the theatre and film business.
If you're an actor, you've got to know people. You know, people are the most important part of your life, you know, and there's nothing more fascinating than them.
Having been a nurse, I have dealt with end of life, and it's such a privilege to be there at the end of life, sending them on the way.
This is one of my least favourite crematoria. It's near Southampton.
I'm a cabaret singer and compere, and I've sung at a lot of funerals. And I just felt that I had something to offer to people who are seeking a civil celebrant.
It tends to be semi-retired people, it tends to be people who are looking for a change of career.
I would take the stars out of the sky for you.
People who've got good delivery skills, people who have got some literary skill.
I'd do anything for you, your wish is my command.
The course we've been filming is thorough and respected, but this is an unregulated, booming business. There are dodgy trainers and nothing to stop anyone just setting up as a funeral celebrant. And they do.
There are people who do staggering numbers of ceremonies a week. 10. I don't know how you do it with any integrity. You cannot give the time to the families if you're doing that.
Jeremy Pemberton, a former vicar, is one of Ann Barber's old students. He only conducts around 3 funerals a week at £200 a time and wants to outlaw the cowboy celebrants.
I think celebrancy should be regulated. I think it should be a requirement to undertake a proper training if you're going to do this, because you're dealing with vulnerable people. And if you're not properly equipped to know how to deal with those people, you shouldn't be doing it. You can damage people.
Back on the course, and the trainees have left the classroom to try out their skills at a real crematorium and learn some of the mechanics of saying goodbye to a loved one.
They do take quite a while, actually, these ones. They do take a little while.
You have been remembering with affection and gratitude the life of Mag.
It's not surprising that some of the trainees are beginning to have fears and doubts.
And special person that she was.
The thought of getting it wrong in some way on the day, the wrong name, the wrong nickname, the wrong saying, would be really, really sad.
With love, leave her in peace.
I'm a mother, and I think children's funerals will be terribly difficult for me.
He will be sadly missed. Every day will be different, every funeral will be different, but every day and every funeral you'll make a difference, and that's what I'm really hoping for.
Perhaps the big question is why the church, once the go-to place for handling funerals, is now so out of favour. Jeremy Pemberton, who we met earlier, is uniquely qualified to answer that question. He was a vicar for more than 30 years. He feels the church has been complacent and has not listened to the people.
You can't blame anyone but yourself if you're not really paying attention to what's going on. And they haven't. They haven't. And there's suddenly been a discovery also by people that they don't have to have more religion than they want.
19 all passed and will be operating as qualified funeral celebrants very soon. And although it may sound strange, they can't wait until their first funeral.
And say farewell to a woman of strength, kindness and dignity.